Welcome back to Emma Owoko Chronicles. Yay! Thank you for always coming back to watch my content. You are much appreciated. I'm glad to have you here. And today, before we start this video, because this video is talking about job loss, what next? Especially during this COVID season. Leo niliamua nivae official because tunaamka, tunang'ara, but there's nothing. My friend, I just want to show you my outfit for the day. I do love fashion, and this is just a simple idea for some things you can work with there on a budget for your office days. So I'm just gonna stand on my bed. Don't be creeped out, I won't fall, just so that I show you what I have on. I think that's the farthest I can go to. So this is my very nice cotton skirt. You can see it, very lovely, very modest. For those that are into modesty like myself, I bought this in town for 250. Aki bargain, I want to compare 350, but bargain. This lovely belt, I bought it near where I stay for 150 shillings. It's a really nice piece. It had no scratches on it. I love it. And this top was a hand-me-down from my sister-in-law. I didn't iron it, so nisiulize maswali mingi. And then these earrings, I bought them from some Luo guy in town. Let me just sit on something higher so that you're able to see me well. So welcome to the video today. Now I'm out of breath. Whew, I thought I'm exercising. Anyway, you've lost your job. It's COVID season. Okay. By the way, honestly, if you've not lost your job, or if your business has been working at the same, level it has been before COVID, thank God. Really go on your knees and be grateful, because on these streets, if you check out the statistics, things are not easy. Things have not been easy for so many people. And for me, I could not even believe that I fell in that category of people who lost their jobs during the COVID season. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. When you lose your job, especially for people who lost their jobs because of redundancy or restructuring due to COVID, the first thing that happens to you is you have the feeling or emotions of guilt, because you'll start asking yourself questions. Because number one, when they're restructuring, there'll always be someone who will remain to do your job. So you always ask yourself, why was the other person not fired and you were the one who was terminated? It can bring some feelings of unworthiness, or maybe you are not qualified for the job, or you are not performing, which may be the reality in some scenarios. But if you know yourself, and if you know the level that you are in your career, may not necessarily be the truth. And for me, the one thing that really helped me with that feeling of guilt, or those emotions and those questions, was my relationship with God. Because I understand and I know that to everything under the sun, I'm telling you for free, there is a season. And my time at that job had just come to an end. And no matter how early I went to work, no matter how good I performed in my duties, that was time that was appointed for me to be out of that job. And this really helped me to have peace. Of course, it was painful. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It was really painful to, lose, because this is a place that I really loved. I really loved the working environment. I felt I could settle in, I could grow in the role. So it really came as a burden on my heart, having to, start figuring out what the next stage was. And one of the first things that you will deal with when you leave your place of employment, or when your business fails, is the feelings of guilt. The second thing that you will deal with will be running out of, if you had savings like me, you will start running out or depleting, your reserves for your money. And things will get tough depending on the dynamics of your life. And sometimes you'll find yourself in situations where the only other realistic thing is to ask money from people. And I can tell you, asking for money from even your closest friends is not easy. Actually, even sharing with them, I think there are some of my friends who don't even know up to date that I lost my job. My friend, you don't have to show everyone your problems, but it's hard, because there are those times, there are those days when things will be really tough. And let me tell you, bills will not stop accruing because you lost your job. Those bills will keep piling up month end. the things that need your financial attention still remain, and now you're depleting the reserves that you had or the journey that you are on, just to put aside money. And it's a very hard situation to be in. And because also, even when you want to ask money from your friends, everyone is going through what has the effects of COVID. Business zatu ziko chini, some the inflation and the high cost of living, so someone may be working, or they may have their business, but they don't have that extra income to give you. And after all, again, this money that they're giving you is like fish. It will solve your problem today, then tomorrow you still have another financial problem. So what happens? You can't keep depending on the same person to help you. Man, it's not funny, by the way. I can only imagine about, people who have children, especially those that are going to school. They have to feed these children, they have to clothe them, they have to pay their fees. How are you people coping? Comment down below, because that's a whole other thing that ata akili yangu ijafikiria. But remember your friends. Personally, me, I believe in I believe God is able to speak to people to be a blessing to me without necessarily asking them to, which they have. Because sometimes I feel that when you ask for people, you ask for money from people, especially for us lady, when you ask men, suddenly you owe them sex. And we are not doing that. You see, the interaction with you just changes because, you opened your heart to them. Or once you open your heart to them to ask them for money, and then they are not able to give you, then you start feeling silly. Oh my God, it's just not one of the best place to be in. I'm telling you. The next thing that you will struggle with after your job loss will be structure. And for me, structure just really broke down so many levels for me, because I am someone who loves routine. I love following a schedule. I always, when I was going to work, there's a time I woke up, I'd do my prayers, my Bible study, my workouts, prepare for work, go to work, spend the time at work, come back home, prepare meals, have family time, have a set time to sleep. Now you have 24 hours to figure out what you want to do. Let me tell you what you'll probably end up doing: eating, sleeping, and watching. Those are the top 3 things that you will be doing. So you really have to be intentional, to refigure and to replan what you want to do with your day. Like, I think 1 week after I lost my job, nilikuwa na motivation. I'm telling you, nilikuwa nimejiambia, this is what I'll be doing. I'll not change how I used to plan my day. I'll make sure I'll pursue the things that I love, which one of them was opening a YouTube channel, and I thank God that this time enabled me to actually do it. But some of the things that I used to do, I really struggled with. And one of them was, especially prayer time and exercising. Oh my God, it has been a hassle, and it's funny because you have more time. You think you can do these things that you love, without struggling, without worrying, hey, nikipita hapa train itaniwacha. But now you have all the time to figure it out, but you're just not figuring it out. And for this, I'll just tell you, Aki, just be consistent. Just do your best, be intentional, plan, encourage yourself to know, this is what I want to do and this is what I'm doing. And there are many days you will struggle, but if you keep on that path, of wanting to do better and just putting yourself out there, things will materialize the way you hope for them. The 4th thing, let me say this: I've been a career woman for 7 years. I've been in the customer care industry, in different industries for over 7 years. And, all I've known really is employment. Yes, there's a time in my life back in 2019 that I began, to invest so much on, side hustle and other income streams. And it has been a work in progress. But what my mind is wired for, I will be very honest, is employment. That means the first thing you'll do when you lose your job is to start applying for jobs, and you'll find jobs that you're qualified for, some even overqualified for. Like, it's just the right fit. You'll make your CV, you'll make your cover letter and send out all these applications. But in my experience, oh my God, the number of CVs that I've sent out here must be illegal. And then the most frustrating part is the employers don't even respond. Do you know how heartbreaking that is? Yani hata kukwambia tu basi kuja interview and then you're told you did not qualify for the job. Nothing. months on end. Personally, I've been waiting for, I think now it's 2 months, slightly more than 2 months. I know there are people who've been applying for jobs for over 1 year, 6 years, friends, and it's not easy. But I want to tell you, if the direction that you want to go is still employment, please do not be discouraged. Just keep sending those CVs, you know, speaking to people, get references, and at the right time, I believe my opportunity will come at the right time. I'm not in a hurry, and that is why I chose to do this video. Even I know most people would prefer to share, you know, the testimony when now things have worked out, but no, I know I am in my process. One of the things that I've really learned in this season is how to live by faith and not by sight. And that thing is not funny. I know it sounds very nice when you're praying and you're deep in the spirit and saying, oh, we will walk by faith and not by sight. Oh, when that reality comes, it is straining. You will feel like you're being pruned, and it's not an easy place to be in. But if you know what you are about, if you know who you are, you know that at the right time, that which is for you will come. Sometimes I'm even afraid to, you know, you've made this application, you really want it to work out, you're praying, God, make this happen, make this happen. Then you're like, what if it's not God's will for me? And it's, you know, it's a struggle, but don't give up. If employment is the way, keep doing it. Don't just, you know, rush into business because now that is the next best alternative that you have because you lost your job. You'll deplete the benefits or the, you know, the packages that you managed to get from your previous employer because you're getting into something without doing proper research. You can do, you know, you can have small income streams to bring you money to sustain you, but your best source of hope, honestly, for me, I've not lacked food in my table for any day. Navangu hata kama zijapigwa pasi. Yes, but I know that I am in the will of God. I am in the right place. That does not mean I'm now sitting back doing nothing, that, you know, something will just fall on my lap. I'm exerting myself. I'm talking to people, you know, I'm putting myself out there, trying to think outside the box. This is the time I've managed to do the things that I love doing, like writing, you know, like videos and just talking to people and being an encouragement to others. I know there are times that I've not done what I'm supposed to do, but it is all okay. It's part of the process. So don't feel bad for where you are. What next for you is just finding yourself in where you are, and to know that every season is for us, you know, to trust God more and to know that there is a reason for everything that happens. Even if you don't understand it, even if you don't like it, you are right where you need to be. A job loss does not mean the loss of everything for you. All it means is to, you know, redirect your path and recalibrate. One of the laws of leadership is to the law of navigation. You know, change your strategy, change your tact, and know that there is something more for you if only you desire better things for yourself. That was it for today. Comment down below with what your experience was. If you've lost your job, how has it been for you? You know, we encourage ourselves. It's always good to know that there are people that are going through similar situations like yourself, and you know, we can learn from one another. So I would really appreciate a comment down below, like the video, subscribe if you can relate to this content, and thank you so much for listening in to me. Be blessed and have a blessed day. Bye bye.